I'll just tell you, okay, the life of expectations. See, if I want to have this here, or I want to have this here, I know I should know that I'm losing out something over here. Okay, I cannot expect full, you know, as how this that I have put it over here. So, so I thought if I could have something like this. So something that what I meant with my hairstyle and how bad that I would want to look depending on the mood factor. Okay, it might be I might feel very good about certain things and I might suddenly go because of all that stimulus that I get. Sometimes it would be like asking you it would inspire you to do a lot of things. Sometimes it will just put you off. Okay, that you just need to get along with that I learned to get along with it. And this is something that's born of your womb is not worthy of the cost. And something that's born of the mind is truly worthy of its in spirit and in how the testimony that it holds. So uh, I'm just telling you about the life of expectations that that anybody would have, or taking my anecdote. Okay, the what I am connecting my dote with. Okay, now there is a Hebrews. Yes, as I was saying, like no, the pros are already there. The bros are there, and it will. You find it so surprising, or you find it that you are you're not understanding, or you're not getting into the kind of the thinking that tells you what it is right or not. Okay. This Romanesque art is something that is good because it is not chaotic. It is something that's very nature loving. It's about serenity. It's about the abstract forms, and it is about the visible structures that you can even find in the cosmic level. Okay, that's how they cue it, and that's how they say that everybody falls in love with the art. Everybody falls in love with some sort of an something that they like to cherish, that they like to treasure on. So that is the kind of an expectations that you have from life, or of the life that you are living. Okay, so you are fantasizing and romancing with it, and this could be anything, in an object or a person. This could be the art of it. This could be like you're so passionate about something, and sometimes if it's just pleasure seeking, it will say it's only short lived. Okay, the pleasure is only short lived. Now this pleasure, as how you please it to be, okay, as how you want it to be, is your choice. Okay, now with that I say, like Corinthians, that is how we make the menu of it, or the manu of it, the manusrimiti or strimiti, the manuscripts. Okay, the originality of what you expect, or what is your preference, that is taking of all that time that is available in your life. Okay, and then with the menu and the manu and all that, you are taking it to the Galatians. Now, this Galatians is, they say, like, the Galatas, all that fun they have, all that comedy that they have, all that, even the errors could be made, it could be made a comical relief. And this Galatians, sometimes when we say it's the gala of, the joy of coming together of this X and Y, as how you say the X is the woman and the Y is the man. Okay, as how they had seen themselves in different aspects, and then when they are in a very funny comical ways, that they have got to get along, and that's how the Galatians are like. The Ephesians, they say, as how much of an effect that you have upon the other person. is how much of you have affectuations that you have, the affections that you have, the kind of an influence, and that has and you say that it has created an impact in your life, okay, that it had made an impression upon something in certain ways, okay. That's the kind of the effects that we think about. It could be the positivities of it, the energies that inspire you and motivate you, or you might be like yeah, what has to be done, you would have to think about certain things that are also depressing, so because it's always not the joyous part of it. So when you understand, then you know that you are getting along. So it's just when you say Philippines, okay, the philosophies of that, it's just not the lip service. Okay, the philosophy, the Philip, the they say the tulip, or the budding of it, uh, and these are born of the kind of inscriptions that you have made upon, the kind of impressions that you have made upon yourself and the other person. Okay, and Colossians is the colossal art, as you say, the colossals are something that where you begin and it comes to the end, where you have to meet again, where you have to, it's just all about the roundaway, it's just not the roundaway, roundabout or something like that, where you have begin and you know where you have the starting point, the midpoint, or the ending of it, because you have begun such a way and then it ends in such a way. Okay, and this Colossians is somebody who would have a lot of chronicles upon the life, whom you think that, if you need an ventilation of something that you have been frustrated upon, these are people who anchors upon your life, and then they can make the best of you or they can make the worst of you. So it's always that, when you say the colossals, you have to be very wary of the kind of members that you are engaging with, or that you are keeping yourselves with. That's true. And the Thessalonians, uh, anything that you have voiced, anything that you have suggested. So these are the Thessalonians. I see them as somebody who are capable of making the thesaurus of it. You would have made some pagupaivu, some deserted, what kind of an understanding as how that it have to be understood in parts and in segments and all that. And then they would say that sometimes if it needs to be in the privacy of it, they would also when you have made it public, they will reiterate it and then convert it to, no, it has to be the other way. They would It's just the opposite of what you have said. Okay, so that's a kind of a deterrent that they make. The thesaurus is always like, sometimes when you have a doctorate, when you say when you prepare a document of something that philosophy holds right for you, but the other person finds it that they need not have to follow what you have said in. So they will connote and denote in ways that it had to be reiterated, or it had to be altered, or it had to be made a puzzle of that, so that anybody, if they could just make a choice of, from the lot, that you can just pick anything, because if it's all lined up, if it's all assembled, and if you think that even one is missing out, then it would be like, like hunting for it or searching for it is becoming too difficult. So if it is all puzzled, or if it's all in a very chaotic manner, anything, if it's missing out also, you may not have to know about it. I mean, you wouldn't have to worry too much about it, because it's all a confusion. If you are trying to understand the confusions of it, you will also you were going to be so confused with it. Okay, that's the effect of something that a part of it is missing, or that you can find the part of what is missing. Okay, that you might be able to replace it or something. And that is why you are given a choice in the ecclesians. Okay, the eclairs does it better. Okay, but instead of giving a bitter half, the better part of it is, the caramel, the milk, the chalky, the chocolate, and these eclairs are sweet enough to make you know uh, your life memorable. Now, the Thessalonians, they also have this habit of making you write the diaries. Why? From the morning 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, from the time that you have woken up, and what you have done, what you have achieved, all that would be, you will have to, by the end of the night or by the end of the day, as how you finish it to be, you will have to give it in the way that you have, acknowledged yourself, that what you have achieved on that day is, satisfied enough, it is gratifying you. That is why you have a sweet dream. If it is something that is very disturbing, it's too very not okay, and what are you going to do for that the following day? Okay, so what needs to be prioritized then for the following day? Okay, otherwise you won't have a sweet dream sleep. So that sometimes the Thessalonians will teach you or will tell you that you have to keep yourself organized, so that you can revisit that. You can revisit something, if you had, missed out on anything. If you have, had the worst of the day. Now, is it going to follow tomorrow? So, in the same way, then you will have to mend ways with how you need to, sort it out. So before you take time to sleep, before you go out, the night, when the night seems it to be all yours. Okay, sometimes, there would be a subliminal, the dream that tells you that you are asleep and you are still not asleep. Your the awakened mind will keep you warn over, the alert of uh, being like, that it if you have had only half sleep of that night. Okay, and the other part of it is, awake. So that it happens to everybody, because in the globe there is, if one of the night, if one part of it is night, the other part is day. So there are also human beings, so you don't have to have a personal secretary elsewhere, that you have to remind them that you please stay awake, that I'm, that I'm sleeping right now. Okay, so that is so as natural as that. Okay, I'll give you this statement. Okay, now you just imagine the connote of it. பட்டாபியை எதிர்த்துண்டு வெளியில போறா. பட்டாபிஷேகம் பார்க்க முடியுமா? பட்டாபிஷேகம் பண்ண சொன்னா அபிஷேகத்துல அபி தெரியுமா? ஓகே, பட்டாபி எடுத்துட்டு வெளில போறா. பட்டாபி எடுத்துட்டு தான் வெளில போறா. பட்டாபிஷேகம் திரும்ப பண்ண அப்படின்னா பட்டாபிஷேகத்துல அபி தெரியுமா? So that is how, when you have a menu or when you have a manu, if that is possible to have, that is possible to come true of it. That is how, the life unexpected twists and turns that happens. எனக்கு அபேல அபேல அது டாப்லரோ, ஸ்கேனரில் வந்து ரேடரோ, சோனரோ, எனக்கு தெரியலனாலும், because I had not seen when the in the growth stage. So a person, a child born of the mind, uh, of friendship. அதில் வந்து ரொம்ப அட்வான்ஸ்டாக இருக்கிறாங்க போல இருக்கு. லைக் ஓல்டு வேஸையும் பார்த்துட்டு நியூ வேஸையும் பார்க்குறது அவ்வளோ ஈஸி கிடையாது. லைக் நவ் இன் த ப்ரெசன்ட் ஃபார் த நியூவர் ஜென்ரேஷன், okay, you are a part of all that older thing, as when your mothers uh, professors are there. Your mother herself has become, that's what they would say, your mother has itself, that uh, she had actually she would have been in the university level, or she would have at least been a part of the college, if she had been in the college or in the teachings, as how she preferred it to be. Was her choice? She had a lot of interest in occult science. No, I'm talking about my mother, okay, in occult sciences, in the sense of the gods, of the ways of living and all that. I'm one, I'd like to have the easy way out. I'd like to have things, some, the how best that I can, avoid all the difficulties, the troubles, the problems, and all that. She is, the mind, the masters of that max, and all the problems. She would take the toughest of the problems, and she would try to resolve them or solve them out. I'm not that very keen on such things, that where there I can find the abbeys out with the abacus. I'm not so very intelligent as her. But with her things, like, with her ways of thinking, you should say, you have to think about the newer ways, newer ways, newer ways. But you cannot forget about your mother, like, because you hold so much of uh, trust in her, and you sometimes, you feel like putting all the blames on her, like, because you have already felt that your father has already been in heaven. Okay, you don't see him in the Ananta Sainam and all that, and then you say that he's with the science of the science, and then he's finding out some uh, psychosomatic revelations of that. No, I wouldn't. I say it's all celestial. It's all above. Okay, so that's how, when you're too affectionate, too close, or too, whom do you trust? Whom do you hope for? That is a kind of an anchoring that you are putting yourselves with, and sometimes, it might nudge you to that, it will not let you go anywhere else. But I had this choice of, like, I would want my daughter to see the ways that I had not seen. I want, or I would have had a lot of these things, like, that I had thought of from the, not as a feminist, not just as, because I had been the best of the friends for the boys, for the men also. Okay, even the feminists of the femmes will, will say bad about me. I have had a lot of men friends around, and they were too very helpful and too very understanding also. So I wouldn't say no, that I had been always, you know, that I have to fight against men. Okay, but the daughter, as you say, the daughter, when you are putting in the common terms, or whether you're talking about your daughter. So that is the kind of the challenge that you face with the public life. That is a kind, when you say that you have to give yourselves wholly committed, wholly to the people, not just think about your family. So now you have a part of your work life, you have a part of, that's what I always say, where you have certain commitments to make, and then you are fulfilling that commitments through the work balance. You have to be there, and then you are giving a part of your time to the work there, so that apart from that, it should not intrude into the space, where your private life is, where your family is. Okay, so that will actually help, uh, get rid of a lot of problems that you don't want to have. And there is always a saying, like, you use your mobile number only for official if you say that it is official. If you have to have it unofficial, you have to have an unofficial number to it. And then you have all that unofficial to the restricted number, to where that you don't allow the official context get into that. And some of the people said, like, there would be a lot of people who would get into your unofficial space, and then they would try to challenge you from your official context. So keep only one number. So trust with only the one of the number that you had come about with, and let that go on as long as it can. That it it shows the public and the private life so very transparent, that anybody who everybody who is sane enough will understand. So that's how, like, you have a choice to make whether you want to keep the officials as the official secrets, or you are saying that there is also an it's non-formal ways of saying that you are officially reserved. And then you still have a choice to talk to the people around, the public around, or your just your friends. Okay, and there would be a list of the friends. There would be the automation of the friends list, but you have to see that all of them, the one after the other, the names of all the people, that you can actually meet them. If you can actually meet them, if you can actually talk to them. Otherwise, with just an automation list of the names that you have under the friends list, and if the DPs are also going to change, then it's like, you have to be cautious. You have to you cannot always go with the machine, the machine programming with that, um, because they know that you are culpable enough, that you are vulnerable enough, and you have to be dependent on something. Okay, so that is how they take over on even the superpowers, as how you expect them to be. You have your brother or your sister, like, when the brother and sister are there, there's always this tough, not tough, the other person will take off everything, take away everything from that, you will not have anything left for you. And there is something, this the kind of the parents affection also that they craven for, the parents attention that they craven for, that the parents will if they are getting something for the sister, definitely they are going to get something for the brother also. What the sister has, the brother is not going to use, or what the brother has, the sister is not going to use. What she needs only she will have. What he needs only what he will have. So, in what context, if the sister has to go away of not coming home, that if she needs to get away from the family, that she has to go, put her off, send her away. No, that's how Abbey also did. Okay, that if he found that if the Old Testament remains, that he would not get anything of the new. Okay, so they thought, like, in the chaotic puzzle, because it's always a creaky. She would always be creaking something. She would be reading. She would be creaking, and something, blabbering always. It is, don't take it seriously. Don't take it to heart and all that. She's just going to go off in a few days, or in a few years, after she's 18 years or 19 years or 20 years or 21 years. And sometimes you feel that you're born like a king, that you have there in the home that you are, in the family, that everybody is only prioritizing your thing, and then they're asking you for the decisions they are asking you, like, what can be done and all that. And this is something, like, that you are taking into confidence of larger people, of larger crowd. And then they say, like, yeah, you ask him, you just ask you, why don't you take an opinion from him, why don't you ask him? So this is a kind of something, like, that you are always becoming the decision maker. So the sister will say, like, okay, let him make the choices, and I have nothing to do with it. And then she would try to, avoid certain things, as how that the decision makers of the family will have to sit on the thing, and then that they have to decide on how things needs to be. The most of the time the sisters, they don't actually involve too much into the brother's business, because they say it's a concern, it's a sister concern, it's a brother's concern, even if it's a firm, because it's the ties, it's the relationships that they have. But how much of it that she indulges with, and how much of it that he indulges with it, how much of the life and the energy and all that sweating out he gives it to it, he gives a part of it, or he gives fully, the whole of himself into it, and then he tries to do certain things. And this sister is all in her own, the world that she finds it to be more convenient for her. And the brother is always consulted with why certain things have to be this way, or why certain things have to be in the ways that needs to be. uh, so that is how things had been. They thought that they could have an understanding afterwards. Afterwards, okay, we'll tell her later, or we'll okay, we'll see later. Okay, where you might want to say something, and then you not know whether you have to say it then, and then you will say, no, I'm not able to say. And then you will want to come and say something that, why are you saying it? And then you will say, I don't know what to say when you ask me, say it. So I'm just saying all that, and then you just pick what you would want to, and then you can, mull over it, and then you can brood over it, or you can do what you think that is appropriate, the time that is appropriate to you. That's how the brother and the sisters relationships are always. Okay. And I don't think the newer generation will find will have very many challenges with its a sister and a brother, because they are two opposite sex of people, and they have the different ways of functioning. But when it comes to have two brothers, okay, so when it comes to have two sisters in the family, so that is actually, I think, that has a different effect on certain things. Okay, so the elder says something, or the younger says something, or it's a different thing. So I actually don't like to get into that kind of, the twinning is okay, but the sisters, if the ages are, if they are the older is too, say about 5 years gap, or a 6 years gap, or 7 years gap, 8 years gap, and then there's another child, the sister follows, and she will always be like, she will look up to you as like what do you say, as like a midwifery, that she would keep saying, or keep keeping in reserve for the little sister that she has. But if it's just in a year, just about in 2 or 3 years, I think that will have a lot of, that they would fight each other out, and that they always feel that, the first one will always uh, have nothing left with her, because the immediate sister will expect more from her. The immediate sister will ask for, whether we can exchange, whether we can have this. Why did you take mine? Why had you brought in yours in this? So all those kind of, those kind of toughs will be there. And similarly for the brothers also, brothers in the sense that they always like to remain different. The brothers actually don't get along. Actually, at least the sisters, they will fight it out. They will say, and they will whether after some time they would come together. The brothers are actually, they would actually choose a different path, and they would never let the other brother get into the path of his ways. Okay, that is how, when in a family there are two brothers together, you in the family they would have got separate for the elder brother and the younger brother. But when you find them to be together, they always don't get along, like as how you say with William and Harry. They have different purpose, they have a different style of life, that they have a different expectations. Even the people around them, they expect so different from them, not following one after the other. This person has a different ideology, this person has a different way of thinking, and this person has a different ways of having meeting around with people, and the ways of his though the upbringing had been the same. That's what I would like. Even in the royal families, as how you call themselves to be the kings that they have, the kingdoms as that they have, that's how the brothers differ. Okay, now with just one person, if you think that he had become the elder, and for about just that person to have become the younger, and then we are trying to see the testament of how good that he is of the olden times, and as how good he is of the younger, with the younger, the new testament, the newer ways. And I think, me too is as how I think, like, when uh, he would find the ways much easier to find her, though I am not able to see, because she's born of the mind. Okay, not just of the body pleasures that you would think about. So I think they have some better ways of seeing is believing. And then you will have this hugs, you will have this gog, you will have what all these the memoirs that that you will leave a trace of that. And then you have to go and seek. You when you are seeking, when you are in search of it, when you know there are certain things that you have missed out, and then you have the surprises awaiting.